All right, and we are back. So we just solved the first puzzle, and now we got 3 additional puzzles. So I'm not sure, maybe they relate to each other. Maybe this is a clue that combines more. I think we already got quite a few things here. Let's look at the first one. It's just a text, and it basically says, if Cleopatra is playing, then she's always moving from the bottom to the top. So there's this Cleopatra game in here, I think. It says Cleopatra's game at some point. Check where that was. Yes, here. So it's basically always from the bottom to the top, and here it says always from left to right. So I'm not sure what these letters mean, but we could probably, for example, connect those numbers. But not quite sure yet. So I think I will hold on to that. But there's probably something here that we could do. But there's also no hint as to which puzzle this is. So I think I would just wait. Maybe we actually need an additional card for this. So I will just move this to the side for now, this card. And then the next thing is that we have, I guess we can look at this one. So this is a Scarabeus, and it says open me, and it has, I think, code. So I think it's 3 reads, funny enough. So you could actually almost think that this is a code for it. That would be quite stupid. Especially because I think this is kind of just the default for everything. But I mean, we can try it out. I mean, it doesn't hurt us. What happens if we do it? So we take this one here, and that's this one, and now we do so the 3 reads are already the first one. So I guess that doesn't really work. But maybe this is actually the first hint, and we just need to find the second and the third. Who knows? I could imagine that. I'm not sure if we can find it on here. I don't think it's on here. Although what's kind of weird is that we have the ice cream here, and the ice cream has the same symbol. That's confusing because it means that the ice cream is somewhat related to this, right? But I'm not sure how. And we also we got this new toy that we'll look in a second, and then the third card we got is this one here. So it has some words on the sides, but they don't make sense, at least not in German. I can imagine that they either are names or that it maybe refers to like 2 words meshed together. So here it could be Cleopatra, maybe. I'm not sure. Ramses, Amun-Re. I don't know, either it sounds like some gods or it's a mesh between different things. And then we also have this green chart here that tells us, I guess it's just more symbols even. So it even adds more symbols. Let's compare this with this. So it could almost be a lookup, but it doesn't quite work because it has too many symbols on there. So if you want to align them, something will not align. So I don't think it's a lookup for that. Here we're still stuck with this. It could be something for this page. We can check if, yeah, I think this kind of aligns. So maybe it's, oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. I thought it would align from the number of symbols and the number of squares, but it doesn't quite align, so that's not it. I'm not sure about this. What else do we have? We still have this thing that I'm unsure about. We have this. We have here the final page where we don't know the rules, so we can't really connect it. I would think we have to do something with those two cards. Oh, so maybe the hint is, so this says about Cleopatra's game, right? And we got it together with this card, and this card has this symbol on it. And it's also on the ice cream, but maybe this just means that this game is actually the one that we should solve. I'm just really unsure about those letters and what to do with them. And also, I mean, we could start here from the bottom to the top and from the left to the right, but I'm not sure what takes priority, right? Like, do we start from the bottom and then we go left to right, or do we go left to right and then just bottom to the top? So in either case, it gives us like a long list of numbers. I'm not sure what to do even with that list. Like, we could obviously convert that list to symbols, but these are way too many symbols. So, and in this card, if we look at that card, we have, I think, 5 endings on each. So we can also check if that helps us. But I think here are way too many. It's not really useful for now, I think. Could be, oh, this is probably this. Oh, nice, and this is the same. Oh, here we go. So this is the same code as on this card. So we should have seen that way earlier. And this is the mapping of what to connect to what. So I guess that gives us kind of a lookup table. I'm just not sure why C, like, oh, so maybe it says we should put it this orientation because it's C like Cheops or something like that. But maybe also if we put it in this way, it gives us one solution. And obviously we could put it in other orientations to give us different solutions. So I guess since we're playing Cleopatra's game, I don't know, she spelled with a K though here. So not sure, but we can obviously start with this. So let's start with this and let's do the lookup now. This might take some time though. All right, so first of all, we can follow S. So S is connected to, S was the left one here, so the left one is connected to the most right one, and that's this one. So we can say that S equals on our nice lookup table an 8. All these things, which makes sense. All right, let's look at the second one. So the second one is a T here. And this goes to the left, most left here. So that's a bug with wings, which is a 3. And then the third one is an E. And it's kind of interesting that they're spelled with capital or non-capital letters. Maybe that means something. So we have an E that goes to the second one here. So that's one of the birds. Which bird is it? I think it's a bird, the first bird. So it's bird 1. So it's a 1. It's bird 1. The third, the fourth is an I. And the I goes to the fourth one here, and the fourth one here goes to this symbol. So I think it's a cone, we called it, so it's a 6. I'm writing too far at the bottom, let me move that up. And then there's a T, so that's the second one. And the second one is connected to the first one, and the first one Wait, did we mess this up? Oh no. T is the second. Second is connected to the first. First is connected to bug with wings. Oh yeah. I wrote T here, but that doesn't make sense. I guess just went with the second one again, but that doesn't make sense because we're already at the I and I went to the T here. So I made this, but I should have gone to the fifth one here, which is a K. So just ignore me. So it's the last one, and that's to the middle one, and the middle one is this second bug, I guess. So it's a 7, and that is bug without the wings. All right, so we have some lookup table. Yes, awesome. And now the really annoying thing is that we could rotate this around. But let's first just sort these by numbers because the E is the capital letter and it's also the starting point. So if we sort them, we get E, then we get a T, then we get an I, and then we get a K, then we get an S. Etix. I'm not sure what that means. So maybe that's just wrong. We also have the second page here that I'm not sure if we actually need to use that. I mean, it kind of looks like this card would fit nicely in here, right? But the thing is, I think that's maybe for a later thing. Maybe it's not for now. It's kind of confusing that we have so many orientation for this card to be in. And we just picked this one because of the C. And then we also have these other things that are kind of referring to different things here. And we have this green bar that I think we should use soon as well because they gave it to us just now. So I'm not sure why they would give it to us if we don't need it now. All right, let's go one more time back to the other one that we had. We had also this one, which could also help us. I'm not sure about these letters and the ordering though. So we have some lookup tables, so we could convert these to letters, but that doesn't really work because, for example, we don't have a 5 here and we don't have a 4, so some numbers are just missing. I'm not sure how to get those. So we still have this. We have this. I mean, we can try to solve this on the left here, right? So one of the things that we could say, I mean, I'm not sure this makes any sense, but we can try it. So we can say the D comes before the B, then the A is after the C. So wherever the question is, I don't know, where's the A before now, right? So it's somehow CA. And then C is swapped with D. So those two are swapped. and then B is before A. All right, so maybe this gives us a solution for this, because if B is before A and A is after C, I guess that's fine, right? Like, let's say we have like, okay, we have different options here. I'm not sure this makes sense, but we're gonna do it. So let's say we have option 1 is we have the D and B together, and then we have A and C in front. And option 2 is we have D and B together and A, C at the back. And we could also have them interleaved. So we could have D, A, oh, there are too many. B, C, for example. Oh my god. No, we couldn't have that because of the B before A, so that's out. I'm not sure. I think we can't have interleaved ones, right? Because if the A has to come before the C. So again, the only thing that we could have was we could have a D. No, we can't. There's literally no option here. So these are the two things. And so the thing is, if the A comes, oh, sorry, I messed it up, right? Becomes A comes after C. Screw that. I don't think we will get to a solution like this. I think we need to use more information here. Because it just means it's DB, but it could be CA, it could be DB, CA. I guess B before A, so that's not valid. But we could have D, C, B, A, and we could have D, C, A, B, and B is before A, so that's valid, that's not valid. So we have those two, and now we could swap D and C. I'm not sure where this is leading. But I guess these are the two solutions here. Not sure, maybe we need to use these numbers. I think I'm probably just calling it here because it's late. So I'll come back to this tomorrow. I'm sorry. All right, and welcome back to the next episode. We didn't get much further last time. We only solved the first puzzle. And now we're kind of stuck with the second puzzle here. And I haven't really thought about it. I just took a break. And I have to get back into it. But I'm recording everything, so I'm not skipping anything here. So this might be quite boring. Feel free to skip ahead. Maybe I will put some notes later on to kind of say when I actually finish this puzzle. But for now, we'll just keep staring at it. So we had this thing here where we connected the lines, and I was kind of thinking about, so we have 5 lines, but that doesn't add up with the length of those names here. But I'm wondering why there are other names here, what that's supposed to mean. I'm not quite sure. So obviously here they have a C, and on this card, if you can see that there's the name was a C. So I was thinking about that this has to be the connection. But I'm really not sure what to make of it. And I'm also not, so let's take another one, for example, Ramses. So let's see if maybe there's another puzzle, but maybe this is also something that will just come later on. We also noticed that this card fit perfectly in here. But so does every other card, so I'm not sure. Yeah, you see their names here, but those names don't match up with the card. So I assume that those games will just come up later. And we also have this one, and we have a clue for it, but maybe this is also on a later stage, and maybe we actually need to solve a different one here. Because I'm still not sure. We tried to find some combination and couldn't really get anywhere with those letters, so I'm not sure. And I mean, we can write down these numbers in order. I just don't know what that brings us. I mean, there we have a hint that it's basically from the bottom to the top, and here says from left to right. So we could start with like 6, 9, 5, 3, 8. I don't know the order exactly, but we could try different orders, but without a goal, it seems pretty pointless. Yeah, we also have the ice cone here. So maybe we should read that text in the beginning again, even though it's in German. So my translation was probably pretty bad, but let's just check it out again. Yeah, so it basically just said this was his big thing, the old Egypts and the chocolate ice cream. Doesn't really say anything else, not sure. So obviously this is a valid permutation as well, but it doesn't solve the problem. Like, so these are all like valid mappings that we can find, but they don't help us find an answer. That's where I'm struggling. Like, I don't see how once we have those lined up, how they help us. I mean, we can also look at the different names that are spelled if we order them, but I'm not sure that even helps us. So we probably just get different spellings of this word, like the letters rearranged. Oh, here's an idea. So in German, we were talking about this ice cream, right? That it also has a symbol on, and it's EIS. And these are also in order. So it's first the E, then the I, then the S. So if you want it, like, it's a stretch, but you could say that this kind of maps to ice in German is the same as English ice. So EIS. So we could try these out. I mean, let's try it. I mean, we have nothing better here. It feels a bit far-fetched. So the E would be the first one. And we map the E to bird number 1. Bird number 1 is, just to remind you, is this one here. So let's do that. So let's start with the bird. Then next we have the I. The I is the cone, we said. So let's map the cone, and then we have the S, which is the Sphinx. So that's the last one. So we end up at the 2 here, because this is the symbol, and this would spell ice. Let's take a look. I mean, it would be kind of amazing if that's the solution. I feel like I'm just a bit far off, but maybe not. All right. So it says we're getting closer, and this was the symbol that we're trying to solve, and we should look at 13. So let's look at number 13. I so want it to be true, but I also feel it's such a far stretch. Please. Whoa! Holy shit. I mean, that's pretty crazy, I feel like. Like, all right, so I guess we use this. So move it aside, but I'm still like, why are there so many names on it and everything? It just feels weird. So I'm moving it aside, but I'm kind of not letting completely go. And then it says that since we open it, we get new clue cards, right? So the new clue cards that we get is the A, I, Q. So let's take those. So this is A, I, and Q. Move that to the side, and let's put that back in here. Let's move these out of the way. We're not using them anyway. There are no more hints visible now. All right, and this means we have even more stuff now. So I guess this is also done, so I'll move it aside as well. And then we have 3 additional ones. Oh, here we go. So many things.